Just put on some headphones and jumped on my machine. And I'm cutting rough and it's coming up all nice and clean. My homie's right behind me and he got some stuff to spring. All together now. Let's maintain that turf today, that turf today, that turf today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Turf Today, recorded on the Superintendent Network and brought to you, as always, by Toro. My name is Adam Kershane, and I am joined by my co-host, Brian Laurent. Everyone, we have an awesome episode for you this week. We are bringing you one of the superintendents from the Suntree Country Club down in Florida, Mr. Anton Vergottini, who is originally from South Africa. Before we speak with Anton, we are going to jump down to Ohio and get into a few things with Mr. Laurent. Sorry we missed everybody last week. It's been a very busy time here in the Kershane and Laurent household, or if you're even in your household. I've been traveling so much lately, eh?
Yeah, a lot going on between work and kids stuff. It's been chaos.
Did you get to watch any of the U.S. Open this weekend, though?
Did not get to. I maybe caught 10 minutes of it on Thursday, and that was it. So
darn.
Yeah, didn't get a chance really to watch any of the golf. I looked at the leaderboard, I think Saturday night, and saw it was a blowout, and then listened to a little bit of them on my drive home yesterday. It sounded like it got interesting there at the end, but yeah, bummed I didn't really get to catch any of the action on TV.
Were you listening to Will in the car?
Will didn't. He wasn't broadcasting this one.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one.
Yeah,
off.
He wasn't on the Open this year. Yeah, it was fun to listen to. My wife and kids were losing their minds.
Yeah,
as I was
sick of it.
listening to golf. So
yeah, well, it was entertaining. I know a lot of people thought Scotty might come back there on Sunday and make a push, but he couldn't seem to find anything, and Burns made a bit of a push. And well, I mean, Wyndham, like here in Canada, we are not Wyndham Clark fans, unfortunately.
Really?
Well, you saw what he did at the Canadian Open?
I didn't see what he did at the Canadian.
He showed up.
I saw what he did at the Open last year, but
well, yeah, there was that. But then he showed up to the rink hole, that like the 14th hole with the Jack Hughes jersey, and he's giving it this one and everything. Canadians don't like that stuff, right? So instantly everybody's against him, and there was a lot of beef online and everything.
Funny.
So, but he won, and the PGA Tour posted this photo with him celebrating, and above it said "Win?" ? Damn, because it's Wyndham.
Oh,
but it said "Win?"
Yeah.
Damn. Either way, course looked unbelievable. Like, I know everybody talked about the rough and the fescue and, the greens and the pin positions and stuff, but come on, like, it's Shinnecock, it's the U.S. Open. It was so cool to watch.
No, I love the fact that, one of the original five, one of the founding clubs that's 100 and however many years old now can still test the best players in the world. Like, it just goes to show, you don't need 8,000 yards. Granted, I'm sure that was a long golf course, but they shortened it to a par 70 or whatever. Just goes to show, you can still test the best with just good classic architecture and, kind of control the conditions, firm and fast, a little bit of wind, and you got it. You can push them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, weather worked out for them. There was some windy days and stuff like that, but worked out for them. And it looked like, obviously we weren't there, but it looked like that crew had so much fun. Everything they had going on and all the different videos that came out of there and stuff. And John Jennings leading the morning exercise at the shop and everything. I just thought they had such a blast. That'd be such a cool one to be a part of.
Yeah. I again, unfortunately, didn't really get to catch or see anything on social media, but reached out to John and Matt from the team there to wish them well before the week. But yeah, I mean, it just being a part of a U.S. Open is just such a phenomenal experience. It's it's one of the 4 majors, obviously, in golf, and my personal opinion, I think probably my favorite championship. It's just the quality of kind of golf courses that they go to, the classic architecture, classic clubs. They're just special to be a part of, and it's usually the toughest test in golf, with, again, the signature tall, rough, fast greens, all that kind of stuff. So it's fun seeing guys struggle to make pars sometimes. So, but yeah, no, I mean, just not sure how many staff and volunteers they had to be a part of it. But yeah, I'm sure they all are leaving with some phenomenal memories.
I think so. Looked like they had a blast.
Hopefully they were able to manage the Long Island traffic.
Yeah, I think so. There was a few shots of some empty holes, which people thought was kind of weird, but it just wasn't the same as some of those tournaments that get so jam-packed, right? Like they got so much going on.
Oh, there's one way in and one way out. It feels like, to get to that golf course. And, again, I guess I'm somewhat speaking out of turn because I wasn't there, but the times that I have been on Long Island, it didn't seem like getting around was going to be too easy when you get 50,000 people a day out onto that golf course. I think I heard Mike Wan even say last night during the trophy seminar, he apologized to the city of Southampton for for taking over the town for a week.
Sorry about the traffic.
Yeah, I'm sure it was chaos, but well worth it to host that championship.
Redefined productivity, elevated performance, all electric power. Meet the Greens Pro E1700, Toro's first all-electric greens roller built to deliver dependable performance and effortless operation. With intuitive joystick control, auto alignment for consistent passes, and an integrated smart hitch trailer, your crew will work faster with less hassle. The expandable Hypercell lithium battery system powers through demanding layouts, often on a single charge, while eliminating hydraulics, reducing noise, and minimizing maintenance. Add in a wide 3-roller design and a precise independent drum control, and you get more coverage with less turf impact. Check it out today at toro.com/golf. Toro, count on it. I had the same question come in 3 times this weekend, and I thought I'd pose it to you to see if you had a bit of an opinion or an idea. It was about the USGA and how much control they have with the tournament. So people are kind of wondering, how much control does John Jennings actually have on the golf course, or is it completely taken over by the USGA? Or is this idea that the USGA is taking over the golf course just protecting the superintendent and the crew? Which I thought was a very interesting question.
Yeah, it's a great question. I think, in knowing Darren and the agronomy team there, they rely on John and his team to prepare it based on what they're looking for the week, so they have an idea of what they want the championship setup to be. They have an idea what they want their green speeds to be, how they want the fairways to run out, all those things. And so it's a collaborative effort from there to accomplish that. Darren knows that John and his team at Shinnecock know that golf course better than anyone else. They know, they trust that team to be able to get it to, how they want it to play. And so, the USGA is not going to come in and tell them how to essentially do their job. They're just going to tell them this is how we want the golf course to play. These are some of the metrics we want to hit, and then kind of leave it up to the team. And obviously, plenty of meetings and all that kind of stuff and bouncing ideas off of one another. But they'll ultimately, for the most part, leave it to John to get it there. He'll be the one that, for the most part, calls the shots on how to get it there. And we'll talk to Darren and the USGA when there are questions.
I think that's the best way to put it. It's a collaborative job, and you lean on the people that have the most experience and know the property the best.
It's the same week in and week out on the PGA Tour too. They've the agronomists in the PGA Tour, their membership is comprised of the players. And so the players have, right, wrong, or indifferent, certain expectations of how they want to play. And it kind of varies from event site to event site. But ultimately, the agronomist is there to represent the members and to get the conditions and help get the conditions that the players want. And then it's, like you said, it's a collaborative effort between the tour and the agronomy team there to get there. And then obviously things come up, as they always do, during the course of the week. And that's when they sit down, they talk about it, they lean on each other's experience, and they get the job done as a team.
Very excited to have you on the show today, Anton. You've got a great story and somebody who's worked their way up in the industry. So very happy to have you on the show today.
It's my pleasure. I'm looking forward to the talk.
Awesome. Well, take us back. You got a great background. So take us back to the start and, kind of growing up with the game of golf and getting into turf maintenance.
Yeah, so pretty much started golf at the age of 12, played it through high school, played on the high school team, didn't take it any further than that really. But then, I come from South Africa as my home country, and, always looking for a better opportunity, bring me to the US, really crazy story. So I was actually a carny when I came over to the US.
No way. That was your first job?
That was my first job. Traveled with the carnivals, setting up the rides, going from state to state, minimum wage in every state. There's times where I made $6, there's time where I made $12. Crazy. Lived in a bunkhouse as small as my desk with a mattress and a fridge and a microwave. Yeah, lived like that. And, things didn't add up. They always say, it's the American dream. Came here and, it just didn't make sense to me. So I started, putting my feelers out and just seeing what's out there. Stumbled across this gentleman that was running like the H2B program, and he got me into the golf courses. That's when the H2B programs just started getting really big in the golf industry, especially on food and bev side and golf operation side, not so much the maintenance side. Now it's getting bigger in the maintenance side, obviously. But yeah, started out at the club at Ibis just as a normal operations, worked on a driving range. Then I went up to North Carolina to Wildcat Cliffs Country Club in the maintenance department. Worked for a wonderful gentleman, Barry Graham, which was the superintendent, still is the superintendent at this time. He just took me under his wing and, I learned a lot from him, fell in love with the industry, and my career pretty much just really took off from there at a really dramatic pace, in a matter of, I went from a greenskeeper to being a spray tech for maybe 4 months, jumping into an assistant role, and then, met some great leaders, and here I am today as a superintendent.
That's phenomenal. He definitely saw something really good in you to be able to give you the responsibilities to kind of move your way up. That's awesome.
I love this job, man. I wouldn't say this for anything else in the world.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's so special. So take me back. Growing up in South Africa, that's so cool. I know there's golf there and there's some pro golfers from there and everything, but what was it like growing up there and then, making your way to America? Was that always the dream, or was there just sort of a ticket one day and you decided to jump on?
I think everyone noticed by now, the country is not the greatest. The economy is really going really downhill. I mean, being a young kid there, it's just, the future is not looking bright for anyone. You really have to really know people to get somewhere in life back home, to be honest with you. And, I just, from a very young age, I said that I'm not going to live here pretty much. I'm going to find a way out. And, I jumped on the first best opportunity that I could get. And, it wasn't the greatest, obviously, working for the carnivals. I didn't even know what a carny was until the people were like talking to me like, you're a carny and this and that. And then I was catching on like, damn, the company that arranged everything, they painted out as this great picture. They don't tell you that you're going to be working, 16 hours straight, tearing rides down, setting them up, traveling to a different state, setting them up there with minimal sleep, no power sometimes. So it was a rough 7 months.
Yeah, absolutely. So then what made you make the switch into turf? Was it just a job ad and decided to apply, or was there a little bit of, hey, I want to go back to actually working in golf because I know that?
No, I worked at the driving range, and I talked to the superintendents. Superintendents come into the pro shop and you know give updates on the course conditions, stuff like that. And it's just something I questioned about and really got interested in it and started, watching some videos on it and just seeing what's going on in the industry of turf. And I liked it and gave it a shot, and it really worked out.
Nice. Do you remember your first day? Any really good memories?
My first day was terrible, to be honest.
Oh no.
I don't know if you've come from any courses that walk most tees. So,
Oh yeah.
I mean, how like first day walk mowing tees. I mean, we were 3 mowers walk mowing 18 holes of tees, and yeah, by the end of that day, I was sore.
Yeah, you weren't as inspired as maybe you thought you might be.
I mean, as like anything, you get used to it. You get trained for it. So once the body
Right.
got used to it, it wasn't that bad. But just seeing all the detail that goes into golf courses and setting them up, it's incredible. I love it.
Did you ever have that aha moment or that moment on the course where you're like, this is something I would love to do the rest of my life?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I was traveling up north and down to Florida for a couple seasons, and the last season I did in North Carolina, I was cutting cups one morning, and Barry Graham pulled up to me, and we had a brief conversation, of how much opportunity there is, because a couple of years ago, even 3-4 years ago, there was so much opportunity. There wasn't really a lot of new assistants coming into the industry, young people. Now it's starting to generate again. So he told me, this is a great opportunity for you. You should jump on it as soon as you can. And I took his word of advice and just dove straight into it.
Yeah. So the first move was to go to school?
Not really. For me, it was more of a hands-on experience first. To be honest with you, I learned everything first before I even applied for college. So I
Okay.
became an assistant. I only recently finished my schooling through Florida Gateway. So yeah, I pretty much was hands on it first and then did the books. It's never just, okay, I got my degree now and I'm good. It's every
Absolutely.
day there's something new. Every day.
Yeah. You see guys been in the industry for a long time that are still saying that they're learning new stuff every year, especially with everything that's changing, right? All the technology and stuff. We're always going to be picking up on new stuff in the industry. We are back with another Ask the Agronomist segment featuring PhD agronomist Tony Goldsby from the Andersons. Our question this week comes in from Jimmy Z. Is there any drawback to hand watering with a surfactant tab every time I need to water hot spots other than costs associated with it?
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Adam, for having me on the show again this week. And thanks again, Jimmy Z, for the great end user question you submitted. So actually, there can be some pretty significant advantages. And, when you're out there hand watering a localized dry spot, obviously with a surfactant tab, you're addressing not only the symptom, which is the localized dry spot, but you're also helping over time to help correct that underlying issue as well, too. So, the water obviously helps relieve the immediate stress that you're dealing with, but also that surfactant's helping improve that infiltration and also just helping to, overcome that hydrophobicity that naturally kind of started the situation, if you will, in those areas. So yeah, using those surfactant tabs is going to help, get more uniform moisture through the root zone. Hopefully over time, you'll see often, fewer repeat trips back to those same hotspot areas as you've been able to work that in there. And as you mentioned, right, the primary downside is labor and cost. So, you definitely want to make sure you don't have multiple members going out there and repeating the same spot, in the same day. But especially for those chronic hotspots, I think a very targeted approach, using surfactant tabs alongside, with a preventative wet agent program can be a very effective way, to make sure that you're utilizing your resources and obviously, dealing with LDS where it's showing up on your putting surfaces.
So smoke them if you got them.
Smoke them if you got them. Yeah, if you can afford them, for sure.
Yeah, awesome. That's perfect. We'll be back with Tony again next week for another great Ask the Agronomist segment featuring Dr. Tony Goldsby from the Andersons. I guess so working and going to school at the same time must be tough, especially after taking a superintendent job. So how did you manage to do everything?
Very tough. Let me tell you. I also have 2 kids, 2 boys under 2.
Oh, attaboy.
A
Under 2.
one-year-old and a 2.
Holy smokes.
Let's just add that in there. It was tough, man. There was a lot of late nights. I mean, a lot of leaving stuff the last minute on Sunday, scrambling, to try and get project in before 12. So yeah, a lot of tiring nights. It's been hard, but the the end result is very worth it. Feeling that gratitude of, okay, finally complete. It's another thing that I can add to my resume, to my portfolio. It's good. That feeling is great.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Congratulations. That's exciting. I guess your wife's a bit of a rock star with the kids at home.
I'm so thankful for her. If it wasn't for her, none of this would have even been possible. I mean, you guys know the hours that goes into this job, and sometimes you sacrifice, weekends away from the family, late days. It's a challenge, but it's how you balance it out at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then getting to be able to take your kids to the course one day, bring them to work with you and teach them how to golf and stuff like that. Like, you guys have a lot of great days ahead with that.
My two boys love getting in the car with me, driving the course, and just they love it. We actually, I don't know if you saw on my Instagram, we actually got two course dogs, two Australian Aussies, two herding dogs now. And, I mean, they love just the dog in the cart, and just they love it. I love bringing them here, and they just have a blast.
Oh man, that's so much fun. That's so much fun. They're going to be so competitive with each other once they grow up a little bit. That's going to be fun.
I cannot wait.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat. My youngest is a girl, and I think she's tougher than our boy. So they're going to have it out for each other once they're a little bit older. So that's, you have guys obviously have a lot of fun at the course with the kids and the dogs and stuff like that. How important is having, that team chemistry and that real bond between everybody working together?
I've always said from, my mentor right now, when I was an assistant for him as well, Nicholas Garraby, which is our director here at Suntree. That's one of the first things he told me, if your crew is not going to get along with each other or get along with you, then nothing is going to go according to plan. You can hammer on them as much as you want, but if you don't build the team that you want and you don't have the chemistry in that team, it's not going to work out. So that's something that I'm very thankful for, that he drilled into me. And it's not just about team so much as well. It's about you, your effort, your care towards every individual in that team, forming that bond and that friendship towards every individual where they are comfortable with coming to you with a problem or whatever it is. Once you build that, you're good.
Yeah, 100%. It's so important. What are some of the things that you guys like to do, either around work or outside of work together, to kind of build that?
So we just got a new shop warehouse where we store all our big tractors and stuff. With every aerification, which our director just implemented this with our recent closure on my course, we pull all the equipment out and we fire up grills, and we have like drawers for watches and stuff like that. And that really is what the crew is like catching on to, and sort of really forming the bond between everyone, the camaraderie between each individual in the team. So that's something great that we started implementing to, build a good team.
That's fantastic. I guess we've gone a little bit too far here. We should back up a little bit. Tell me about the course you're at. Maybe just tell me about taking over as superintendent and your crew and some of the stuff you guys have going on there.
Yeah, so it's a 210-acre property. I'm in charge of the classic golf course. We have two, the classic and the challenge course. 3 acres of greens, 3 acres of tees, 70 acres of rough, 25 of fairways. It's a beautiful property. When Nick took me out here the first time, the courses were very neglected at the time. I mean, for multiple reasons, budget, staffing issues, the wrong people being in the wrong places. But when I came out to the property, the first thing I told him was like, man, this layout is insane. If we get the money, we continue pushing and building a team, we can turn this place into something really good. And that vision is slowly but surely starting to become more clearer and clearer as everybody's becoming on board. You got the GM backing you, the Greens chairman is now on board and on the same page as everyone supporting, Nick, the director, which it trickles down to everyone below. So that vision is becoming really clear now. And, we just had the Moon Golf Invitational for the college girls, which we hosted phenomenal turnaround and event. We just today actually had the Florida Open qualifier, which we had some bad weather over the past 2 days. We got 2.5 inches of rain, so conditions sucked for them. Unfortunately, we couldn't mow anything out, but no, it's an amazing property. And as we continue to get a bigger budget and more people, it's just going to become greater.
That's awesome. How big's your crew? Or do you guys separate things with 2 different courses there?
Yeah. So when we came here, everything was kind of together. They were bouncing around, like it was a whole mess. And Nick got certain plans into place, split up the crew. So currently we are on 13 per crew. We're looking to hire some more staff to bring it to 15 per crew, which is, that's decent. You can get by with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, super excited to bring on some more people and build some more.
You guys must have some renovation plans or some new ideas for the golf course.
We do. We currently have a couple of projects. We actually just did new bulkheads. We just replaced all our bulkheads. Which actually I'll be posting some pictures and some details about it. It's a new thing that they're starting here. I'll share some more information with you as well. And these big panels that they hammer in, it's not like a normal bulkhead. It's these big panels that they hammer in. It's like a certain plastic that they hammer in, and it's backfold and capped. It looks awesome. We got that going on. We got some big landscaping on the challenge course that's going in now. I'm actually doing a full irrigation changeover. My next closure
nice.
in July. So currently I have a Toro system, but all the heads are still old Hunter heads. So, I come in every morning with 3-4 heads stuck up. My irrigation tech is full time, just repairing heads every day. And, it sucks, because you fall behind on your details, your edging, drains, heads, stuff like that. So super excited for the Toro changeover.
Yeah, new irrigation system save your life right there. I think there were some people probably listening to you going, yeah, we're the same. What a joke.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, right? They're so good when they're new and they're put in, but they're meant to last 30, 40 years. And when you get to the end of the life of it, it's just kind of, you're struggling to get through. So I can feel your pain. We're definitely dealing with something similar at our course. And hopefully one day we'll make things a lot better.
What system are you guys running right now?
We have an older Toro system, but it's all hydraulic run. So it's all run by water, basically. And we have all these tubes running through the ground to all of our boxes. And if an animal chews a tube, well, you got to go find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's that a little bit. Luckily, not too much. I've been really fortunate to have newer irrigation systems.
Mm-hmm.
But I've worked with some hydraulic lines before.
Yeah, it's been rough. So we're hoping one day we can get switched over to all electric and kind of go with the times. But it's just one of those things.
This episode of Turf Today is brought to you by Standard Golf, proud to support the #1 conversation in turf. Superintendents know that details matter, and for 100 years, Standard Golf has been focused on the details that help courses stand out. From the new Hammer Strike hole cutter to the ST2000 aluminum and hybrid cups, bunker rates, tee markers, in-ground trash cans, and fully custom course accessories, Standard Golf gives your crew the tools to do the job right. Standard Golf is 100% employee-owned, American-made in Cedar Falls, Iowa, and trusted by courses around the world. So whether you're preparing for tournament play, upgrading daily course setup, or adding custom touches to make the course unique, make Standard Golf part of your golf course plan. Visit standardgolf.com or contact your local distributor today.
You mentioned you just hosted a decent NCAA tournament there. Have you worked any PGA tournaments or bigger golf tournaments or anything like that?
I have not, honestly. And, it's something that kind of really, it upsets me in a way because, I've reached out to so many directors, personally emailing them, and I just never hear back from them. But I guess, there's people standing in really long lines to get on, to get into those tournaments to volunteer. So I kind of get it, but it would be really nice if the opportunity presents itself I would love to go volunteer, a US Open or even some of the smaller events, BMW Championship, things like that. So if there's any opportunity there, I would grab it with both hands.
Yeah, I know sometimes they can be harder to find. Like you said, you do have to know somebody, or maybe people have people lined up years in advance. But there are some there are some links that come out sometimes, or there's some websites that do post some things about being able to go to tournaments. And then, like you kind of said, you got to know somebody. So once you kind of get in there and meet a few people, it'll really help. So I'll forward you anything that I get on my end that
I
you
appreciate
could
it.
maybe volunteer for
Yeah,
this year, because that'd be good. And
I look at the social media, and it's like almost I see the same people at the different big tournaments volunteer. So I guess, once you got a foot in the door, kind of helps you in a way. But
yeah, definitely. Just networking, meeting the right people and stuff like that.
right.
But yeah, we'll try and get you something. And anybody listening, if you have a tournament coming up in the next couple of years, this is an awesome young man you can hire, or not even hire, but just have out to your course and your venue. That'd be good.
My club will take care of accommodation. My GM is order that. So any opportunities, we'll be very thankful for that.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. And we need to get more of that and more people involved. Like, it is good to have the best of the best and, the people that everybody can trust, but it is good to pass it around a little bit and get other people involved. So
Correct.
It's good that you're putting that out there. I love that. Just talk to us about some of your most impactful mentors you've had so far, and maybe a little bit of some of the mentoring you've been doing on your own end.
Yeah, so I would say the most influential person, definitely Nick Garraby. I mean, I was the first assistant for him. My first assistant job, he kind of took me under his wing like a son, and, we've parted ways. We both work at the club at Iverson, West Palm Beach. We parted ways, always stayed in touch. And then he called me for the superintendent job, and we just linked up again. And it was like we never even left, that spark is just there. We understand each other. And he's taught me a lot of valuable things, man. Stuff that you cannot really, it's hard to explain, stuff like not even on a work level always, but like personal too, like how to navigate through certain things, in life, balancing work and life out. So really thank Wayne for that. Another great mentor of mine as well that I would like to mention was Eli Rao at Lemon Bay Golf Club. I actually did a full renovation with him of the club in 23. Great experience. Dove in right into the deep end. That was a full renovation, tee to green, irrigation system, everything. Learned a ton from him. And I mean, I'll always be thankful for him as well. And from my side, just, you want to develop people. Whatever I know, I want to try and, my assistant, I want to teach him everything I know, because I want to put him out into a superintendent position. A lot of people kind of, I don't know, I've met a lot of superintendents that don't want to share all the knowledge, because I don't know if it's like scared that you're gonna now all I know, or what it is. But I've come across some people that are very like secretive to what they know. But I've been fortunate enough to where my mentors have shared everything. I mean, from fertilizing programs to budget to you name it. So very, very fortunate.
Beautiful. So what kind of advice would you offer to a younger superintendent? If you could look back and at yourself when you were younger, it's just some advice for getting into the industry and working your way up to superintendent.
Just be open-minded, don't take everything to heart. If you mess something up, be upfront and honest. One of the big things, if you make a mistake, don't try and hide it. A lot of people do. It comes back to you. Trust me. Be open upfront about it. And another thing is take notes. I go back into my phone from the first day that I was a greenskeeper, and I have notes in my phone from there. Everything. Talking to mechanics, side of what fertilizers we've put out on greens. Fairways, what procedures we've done during closure. I have so much notes on my phone. I actually need to put it on my computer because my phone is starting to get full. I don't have space anymore.
Oh no.
Take notes. Those notes are great to go back on, to reflect on, and you never know when you're going to need it.
Yeah. So have you been surprised by how much you've had to go back on that? Like, I know we do talk to people who certainly keep a daily agenda, but actually going back and writing all your notes down and everything, I would imagine that would keep you pretty organized.
There's been times where, a certain weed will break out, or something happens where we have to put a chemical out, or, and we spray so many type of chemicals and at so many different rates, at different properties, and different things work obviously on different grasses or whatever the case may be. And there's been so many times where I go back in my notes and just review my notes. What did we spray here for the goose grass? Did we hand spray it? Did we boom it? At what rates did we go at? What grass types was it on? And I've implemented that into what I need right now. And it's crazy how helpful it is to have that.
That's huge. That's huge, man.
I don't care who you are. Your memory is not that great to, have 10 years of experience and know every chemical and every spray it is. You're going to forget stuff. So it's always good to, have a paper trail of every spray that you did or whatever it may be.
Turf Today is proudly sponsored by the Andersons, and maintaining healthy, consistent turf starts with a fertility program you can rely on. 1648 Premium Fairway Fertilizer delivers balanced nutrition to support strong turf performance, lasting color, and season-long quality. Featuring 50% slow-release nitrogen, it provides a steady release of nutrients that aligns with turf growth demands while helping reduce leaching potential and burn risk. The formulation includes humic DG, readily available phosphorus, 2% iron, and essential micronutrients to support nutrient efficiency, turf vigor, and a more uniform playing surface. Whether you're maintaining daily playability or preparing for peak conditions, 1648 Premium Fairway Fertilizer helps keep fairways performing at their best. Learn more at andersonspro.com. We have a bit of a roller story we have to get into. It sounds like one of bigger highlights of your life or career, I'd say.
My second season back up north, you're comfortable in all the equipment, you're rolling greens, you're mowing, and, you're just comfortable. And one morning I was rolling greens. It was a third hole at Wildcat Cliffs. It's a par 3. You have to kind of roll it in a banana. Otherwise you go straight into the lake. And, I'm busy rolling and it starts drizzling and, just pushed the roller a foot too far. It started sliding down. It was a big Salzco roller. So, super heavy, right into the water. Luckily, I jumped off, before the roller was going to land on top of me. I jumped off, pulled my radio out, and I radioed Barry on the radio, which is the superintendent, obviously. And I was like, hey, Barry, you might want to come to hole number 3. And he radios me straight back from hole number 1. And he's like, yep, I see you. We'll be right there. Came right over. He was like, come jump in the car. Took me straight back to the shop, gave me a fresh change of clothes out of his car. He was like, go put this on, go hook up the other roller and go finish rolling the greens. I was so scared. I thought I was going to get fired, but he was super cool about it. And Craig, our mechanic, who still is there, he was great. Pulled the roller apart, put it back together, and everything was fine. But, that's just one of those freak accidents. It was wet and I pushed the roller too far. Wasn't cautious enough.
Probably never put anything close to the water again?
No, sir. Super careful right now. Even if I'm normally mowing right now, it's just that extra, you're careful. I mean, if something like that happens, it scares you. I always tell my staff, don't get over comfortable on your mowers. I see a lot of people, just riding super comfortable on machinery, and that's when accidents happen. When you start getting comfortable, you're not paying attention, you're not listening or looking for things, and that's when accidents happen.
So I'm very, very interested to ask you about just back home and stuff. I live in a very multicultural town where there's people from all over the world. Have you gone home? Do you visit home? Where's your family located these days?
All my family's back in South Africa, and I haven't seen any of them for going on the 7th year right now.
Wow.
It gets tough. My children are starting to grow up, and, my parents want to see them, and it's hard. Life back home is hard. So I'm trying to get a plan in place for them to come over here rather than me going there. But I really would like for someday to take my kids there, and see, where I came from, where I grew up, and, tell them the story.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I couldn't imagine not seeing your family or your parents for 7 years. That's crazy.
It's
You
tough.
got to do what you got to do, right?
Yes, sir. You got to do what you got to do. And, sometimes it's, hard, but that's life. You deal with it and you move on.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's so many good things coming. And if you look at your life 10 years from now and you have your parents living here and your kids are getting older and everybody's able to be at this happy, safe place, that's the end goal, right? So it'll all be worth it.
That's the goal. Yes, sir. That's the goal. something I would say is just really thankful for where this industry has taken me, and how the industry is growing. This industry is blowing up from when I just started out to where it's going now. It's crazy to me, from the technology and, the GCSA, all the support that they're starting to give, to superintendents, the resources, everything. Just super grateful to be part of this community, and, just super excited to see what the next step in my career is going to be and where it's going to take me.
A huge shout out to Anton for joining us today. It was a little bit of a wild recording trying to get everybody together and all the audio issues we have. Anton, we are going to be able to look back on that and laugh. But it all came together. What a fantastic guy. I think there's so much to learn from what he has gone through and how hard he has worked. And everybody, we will be back next week with another superintendent who is working in a different country than they were born. Little trend here lately. Keep those reels sharp, everyone. Have a great week. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up. Very excited for everything going on. I know it's a grind right now. Keep pushing. It's going to be hot. It's going to be rainy. It's going to be windy. Everything you guys are dealing with, just keep on going. We're very proud of you, and we are here for you for anything you need.
How many ways can I tell you that I'm for you without saying I'm for you? How many ways can I show you I adore you? I don't wanna bore you. How can I stay on your mind all the time? I wanna know you believe in me. Baby, tell me the things you see me. I gotta know, how do I know that you understand? I'm at the edge of my heart again, and I don't wanna hold this in. Don't say, something make you stay. Promise I really won't break. Tell me what to say, I feel away anyway. Just want you to be comfortable with me. Are you comfortable? Don't say, what you say. You let me fall for you, what? You the only one I want. I want you to myself. So what you say? Can I have you like that? Can it be simple instead, my love? Talked a lot about the first time we tried this. X and O's till the shit went sideways. But that's all. I'm tryna get back at that feeling we felt when we was all alone. Baby, I feel like God told me if I love you right, you might. I'm tryna love you with time, not just what we take. Yeah. So baby, if I love you like that, will you trust me? I could love you to the end of my life, and it's nothing. What do I gotta say, baby? Don't say, something to make you stay. Promise that I really won't break. Tell me what to say, I feel the way anyway. Just want you to be comfortable with me. Are you comfortable? Don't say, what you say. You let me fall for you, what? You're the only one I want. I want you to myself. So what you say? Can I have you like that? Can it be simple instead, my love?
Whoa, who you know that get it jumping like this? Look, anything I touch just go, they call me Mightis. Pull up to the function and I get it right. Just follow the boy, I got the light and I'm feeling out chosen. If I break a record, bet that record still broken. Try to go against the boy, you see them, they choking. Way too elevated when you see me, I'm floating. Yeah, I'm on the way, when you see me, I'm coasting. Find me out the way, the top ain't coming down, wait for the drop. Yeah.
They'll be on the next one, easy. They'll be on the next one, easy. Never like the next one, we ain't even gotta flex, Too easy. Easy.
You ain't gotta tell me. Easy. You ain't gotta tell me.
Too easy.
Yeah, you know we bout to do it too big. Big dog status, that's just how I live. Gotta get it how I live it, I do it. Put on for the city, got me feeling so free. I turn this place up, yeah, I'm back in my bag. Got tunnel vision, won't stop till I crash. Drop the tide, then we pack in. It's a movie anytime that I'm tapped in. Find me other way, the top, I ain't coming down, wait for the
Drop.
yeah.
Yeah, we on the next one. Easy. Yeah, we on the next one. Easy. Never like the next one. We ain't even gotta flex, huh? Too easy. Easy. Easy.
You ain't gotta tell me.
Too easy. Easy. Easy.
You ain't gotta tell me.
Too easy.